PRE-EMERGENT. Well, starting to show a little life here. A little more life than it's had. Been cold and it's time to wake this grass up because we're just about ready to start mowing. So there's two things I need to get done right now. One is I need to fertilize my grass because it is time to feed it. It is ready to wake up and come up out of this dormancy so that it is glowing like a new penny come springtime. One of the major differences in this GCI Turf Academy fertilizer that sets it apart from pretty much any fertilizer I've ever used in my life is you get all your NP and K that's needed. You also get all the micronutrients that it's just incredibly difficult to find fertilizers that have this built into the mix. So you spread one time and you're giving your yard so much more than you've ever given it before. That is, unless you've been supplying the turf with micronutrients all along. That's a good thing. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. So let's put this out. So another really cool, awesome thing is with this fertilizer, I'm gonna get 3 to 4 months of feed time, meaning the turf is going to actively feed on this food for 3 to 4 months. Now, how does that differ from conventional fertilizers or big box store fertilizers? Well, the majority of those are gonna feed around 30, sometimes 45 days. So that's a big deal. That's a big value you get, or I'm getting when I put this on my yard, is I don't have to feed it again for 3 or 4 months. All right, so a good rule of thumb when you're spreading a granular fertilizer, a lot of spreaders come equipped with this thing right here. It's called an edge guard or a side guard. So what happens is when you're spreading the fertilizer, this impeller is twisted like so. All right, and it throws it out and it hits the inside of this and shoots this fertilizer forward. So it doesn't allow the fertilizer to go this way. We're gonna use that along the edges to make sure we get a good clean application. And then once we do that, then we'll pop it back up and we're ready to start making passes. So another good rule of thumb, let's say I'm putting this fertilizer out here and I'm coming at me or at the camera, and you see this inside tire track? Well, when I get to the other end of the yard and I turn around, I want my spread pattern to throw all the way over to that inside tire, just like that, all the way over to that inside tire. And that's gonna allow me to run a straight line. It's gonna also allow my application to overlap. So if I do that throughout the entire yard, that's gonna give me a really good even coverage. Now, a bag of this fertilizer covers 6,000 square feet. So I have a 17,000 square foot yard, so I'm gonna use 3 bags. Now that I got my fertilizer down, the next thing I'm gonna do to my yard is put a pre-emergent on it. Now, pre-emergent is exactly what the name says it is. pre, meaning we're trying to catch weeds before they come up. Pre-germination, pre-emerging. So, depending on where you're at in the country, we're in North Carolina. Mid-February is a pretty good time to put it out. If you're south of us, you might want to get the ball rolling. If you're north of us, you might have another week or two, depending on your weather and how quickly it warms up, because we want to get this out and activated before crabgrass has a chance to germinate. That's the whole trick behind it. If you wait too late, then your crabgrass germinates. Once it germinates, it does, this pre-emergent has zero effect on it. You have to control that crabgrass with a post-emergent. So I'm gonna get mine down now so that I don't get any crabgrass in my yard, because I hate that stuff. Remember, it's the devil. All right, so I've got my handy dandy sprayer. Now, I prefer liquid pre-emergent for many, many, many reasons, but the most important reason, or I've got two most important reasons. One, it's considerably cheaper than the granular version. It is. Do the math, it's cheaper. The second reason is it opens the door for so many options. So many options. Like this RGS. I'm gonna mix this with my pre-emergent and apply them at the same time. Now, can I take this RGS and put it in that spreader and spread it out? The answer is no, which you know that. So there are advantages to using liquid products. Now I've got my handy dandy sprayer here. I'm gonna put me a little water, about half full. I'm gonna take my pre-emergent I got right here, my little handy dandy drill. It's my mixing tool. And I'm gonna go and get some agitation going. Go ahead and pour my pre-emergent in. It is a little cool out, so I'm using warm water for this. Take my RGS. Give it a little mix. We'll take some water. Pour it in my mixing cup. Use it to rinse out the mixing cup. And I'm gonna finish filling my sprayer up. Now, this is a 2-gallon sprayer. This sprayer is available for sale inside the GCI Turf Academy. Really important. Calibration. You just don't take this stuff and go out there and throw it to it. You just don't do that. This is commercial grade, commercial quality products. They have a label on them. Gives you specific rates. Now, inside the academy, we're going to teach you about our specific pre-emergent rates that we've been using for years. We've tested this thing. We know how much to use of it to make it last a certain amount of time to be most effective. So read your labels. Please read your labels. Very important. Now, this 2-gallon sprayer is calibrated to treat 8,000 square feet. So I can do that in about 3 minutes. So I'm gonna go out here and spray.
Hey Turf Academy viewers, this is John Perry from Greene County Fertilizer Company, president and also the guy that came up with some of these things that you're starting to use. Right now I'm going to talk about something that's kind of important. the use of RGS with your pre-emergent. This is actually the best time to go ahead and get that out. RGS is going to start stimulating the roots in the grass. It's going to start working in the soil, and it's also going to help to kind of get that pre-emergent out. I love putting it out when it's the coolest. That's typically what we recommend, is a spring and fall type application. Now, where I'm standing, it is winter time, it is cold, but if you take a look here, we've got some beautiful green growing things, stuff that I wouldn't normally like to see out here, but this doesn't matter because it's just a field. But unless you want your lawn to look like this year, which I don't think you do, you need to go ahead and get that pre-em out. Mix your RGS in there, rate of 3 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Go ahead and get that soil working, and you are going to be off to an awesome start. That's my John Perry tip of the day here, and thanks for watching the GCI Turf Academy channel. See you soon.
Okay, so I got my fertilizer down. I got my first application of pre-emergent along with my RGS from Greene County, and I'm expecting to see some good things in about a week. Supposed to get some rain Sunday. Fertilizer, the setting. Let's go look at that on the spreader right quick. Got something to show you. So this is the Let's Go spreader. It's what we have, what we use for push type spreaders. And the lower the number, the less fertilizer comes out. The higher the number, the more fertilizer come out. Well, I had a trouble figuring out what setting to use. So how did I compensate for that? Well, I put it down kind of low, and I went over the yard one time, still had some fertilizer left over. And so what I did, you can see in the little time release video, I was going this way, long ways with the road. Well, the second time, you can see my passes here. I went, what's the word? Perpendicular? I went that way, whatever that means. But I went opposite way. That way my pattern, my spread was actually more even over the yard. And it kind of worked out that I got it all out, put out in 2 passes. Now, next question. Does my pre-emergent have to be watered in immediately? Well, that's a testy subject, tricky subject. Yeah, technically you probably want to get it watered in as quick as you can, but my irrigation is winterized. I'm not going to turn it on right now because we're still in mid-February, and the chance of us getting another hard freeze is very good, so I'm not going to do that. So what's my other option? Well, I got to wait on the rain, right? Today is I think it's Tuesday, and we're not supposed to get rain again until Saturday and Sunday. So is that going to bother my pre-emergent application? Well, you may disagree with me on this, and that's okay. It's completely fine if you do. It's okay. No, it's not going to. And what am I basing that on? Well, I'm basing it on 10 or 12 years of applying pre-emergents to clients' yard and doing it for a living. And what do I mean by that? Well, we manage a lot of accounts, and over the course of all those accounts, we do hundreds of pre-emergent applications a year. Now, think about it this way, and I'm not trying to get into an argument here. I'm just simply trying to make a point. Do you think that our company schedules every single application of pre-emergent around the weather? Do you think we go out and say, well, it's going to rain Sunday, so we need to get every single one done? Well, we can't do that. It's physically impossible for a company like us to do that, because we don't have that kind of manpower. So we schedule out the pre-emergents, get them all done. When it rains, it rains. Now my point is, we don't have crabgrass issues, never. Every once in a while on a brand new account that we sign up, yeah, we might get a little bit of crabgrass issues. take that for what it's worth. Use it if you want, don't use it if you want. But at the end of the day, if you have the option to water in the pre-emergent immediately, by all means do it. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because you get full effect, full benefit. But on a side note, don't stress over it if you don't, because we've been doing it that way for years and years and years, and we just don't have those issues. So, hope that helps. So if you want to know more about the fertilizer we're using, this particular fertilizer and all the goodness that comes with it, if you want to know more about the pre-emergent we're using, all that's inside our academy where we're teaching folks to grow tall fescue. Now, can you apply this fertilizer to warm season turf or other cool season turf? Absolutely you can. You're going to get way more benefit from it than you will with traditional fertilizers. It's just what it is. Spray system that I've developed for the do-it-yourself guy, all that's inside the academy. You have the available option to purchase it inside the academy, along with my sprayer nozzle assembly. It's going to allow you to spray your grass really, really fast, open up doors to where to a whole new ball game for you. So the website's gciturfacademy.com. It's $49. That gets you a whole year membership. Once you're in, you got plenty of things to pick from. Have a good one. Like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. See you later.